It's important that viewers at home understand the mechanics of what's going on right now with this Adani issue, which I believe cost Bill Shorten Queensland at Saturday's election, effectively ending his aspirations for the Lodge. It was the black-throated finch what did it. The problem for the Queensland government with Adani is that it's become the totemic conservation issue of our times. A relatively small mine in central Queensland, proposed by an Indian billionaire. But for Greenies, it has the same symbolism as saving the Franklin Dam. Now, to zealots like Bob Brown, it has become the global warming zeitgeist of our times, so the stakes are incredibly high. That's why people like Tanya Plibersek, Penny Wong and Bill Shorten fell for the three-card trick, saying they didn't want it to happen, appeasing younger green-leaning voters and embracing the cult of climate change. Enter Queensland Deputy Premier Jackie Trad, the radical left-wing MP from the inner-city Brisbane seat of South Brisbane. Now, with the cabinet and caucus numbers on her side, she has pushed through a radical left-wing agenda in Queensland, including allowing abortion for women up to 36 weeks and banning tree clearing for farmers, meaning they are now much more susceptible to bushfires. On Adani, she's become the cheerleader-in-chief of stopping the mine to galvanise her lefty mates, keep the Greens on side, help preserve a seat where there's a massive Greens vote, and to wield her unbridled power. She, in fact, said only recently that miners needed to re-skill and that coal was dead. That's until now. Now, after Saturday's election result, where Queenslanders in the regions voted for coal, jobs, rebel regional Labor MPs have had enough. They know they will get wiped out at the next election unless Adani goes ahead. But here's the sting. This dumb, crazy, anti-Adani agenda has been all of Labor's making, all of Queensland Labor's making. The obfuscation, the dodgy appointment of environmentalists to a special committee to assess the black-throated finch management plan has been a stitch-up right from the start. Do you really think the Premier of Queensland would have got up today and said she wants the mine built now had Labor won last Saturday's election? It's the greatest political hit job in Queensland history. Wholly owned, run, orchestrated by the Deputy Premier, Jackie Trad. Now, Anastasia Palaszczuk is a hard worker and she's a good woman. But she can't now say she's fed up with the process. It's your process, Madam Premier. You should have stared down Trad right from the start and said, no, this is about jobs. It's not about you and it's not about your left-wing agenda. The last left-wing Premier in Queensland was Anna Bligh, and she suffered the worst election loss in history in 2012, reducing Labor to just 7 seats. Queenslanders just don't like socialism. And now they've been forced to act. The people have spoken, thank goodness. The silver lining for Queensland is that Trad's authority is now dead. Palaszczuk should sack her, as no doubt Queenslanders will at the next election. She is an albatross around the government's neck. The most dangerous politician in the country is officially finished.